So let's talk about something that can happen on flutes or really any woodwind that has a metal tenon. So the tenon is the part that goes inside the instrument. The socket is going to be the part that it goes into. So this is quite common on flutes, but it could happen on saxophones. This is pretty common on saxophone necks as well. But for whatever reason, it's not really going in there too well. And we kind of check it out, make sure it's not dented. Get that to focus. So we can see that it's not really dented, but it looks kind of gross, right? It's getting all tarnished, and that buildup, that oxidation, is what's causing that to be really difficult to go in. So we need to get rid of that somehow. So we want to use something to clean that off, and denatured alcohol or rubbing alcohol would work really well on that, but there's probably a good chance that you don't have that in the band room. So what do you have in the band room that's going to have some alcohol in it? So no, hopefully not the mini fridge underneath your desk, but you probably do have something like that, right? You're going to have mouthpiece spray. So just take some of the mouthpiece spray, spray it right on that tenon, clean it off with a towel, and that should make a world of difference. You can spray it right in here too. If you're uncomfortable and you feel like you're going to get too much in there, spray it on a cloth and then just use the cloth to wipe it off. Little mouthpiece spray won't hurt the instrument. And so look at all that crud that's coming out of there. So that fits way better right there. One other thing you could do, remember the micro mesh from the clarinet crack repair videos? And some of you even put micro mesh on your tool list in the first assignment in week 1. You can grab a strip of that, and then if you've got a bench peg like we were using to sand the corks on saxophones and clarinets, right, like this bench peg right here, you can hold the flute on it as well, and then use your micro mesh to really polish it up. Make sure you're not polishing the silver. That would be scratching the silver. You could even put a piece of masking tape there if you were really worried about scratching it. Make sure you only do this with micro mesh, all right? Don't use sandpaper on this. I've seen some people do this and they say, what, my technician does it this way. It's like, no, your technician doesn't do it this way. Your technician uses micro mesh. That's like, this is 1800 grit. And I see somebody there with like 80 grit sandpaper. It's like, yeah, that's not what your technician does. And if your technician is doing that, find a different technician, because that is removing way too much material if you use real sandpaper. Micro mesh will take off the oxidation, but won't take off hardly any of the metal. So that's a lot better. And that goes in nice and easily now.